Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SKiMPod, SKiMPod.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
and I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
So, I came across this on, I think, IG, pretty sure it's IG, and it's, of course, one of those BuzzFeed listicles that we, from time to time, find ourselves enjoying. And it is 31 actors and singers whose middle names are actually kind of jarring to see.
Not their real names?
No, they're middle. It says middle names.
Oh, middle names. Okay.
Yeah. First one, Tina Fey's middle name is Stamatina, Stamatina. Her full name, Elizabeth Stamatina Fey. Tina's her nickname.
I mean, like, I'm not really shocked by that because that's what most of like entertainment is. It's like someone taking their real name and then chopping it up into something short, easily recognizable, something more common to get over with people. But then, like, you look at their Wikipedia page, and shit like that. It's like unpronounceable things, stuff that's like not even close to what they landed on. You know?
Yeah, it's a very Greek middle name is what that is. One of Adele's middle names is Blue. Her full name, Adele Lori Blue Atkins.
I wonder what is the precedent for the double middle name.
When you can confirm. Oftentimes when you get at least in the Catholic faith, you get a confirmation, you get that bonus name.
because my cousin got like 8 names.
Nice.
I would say her name out loud, but I mean,
Now, like, when it comes to something like that, say you're filling out like an internet form and you've only got so many characters, but you got like 8 names.
I say you just
One?
pick one and go with that as the initial. One of them got to be the official one that you go for on documentation going forward.
yeah, I didn't realize until I got older, because where I grew up, people were always proud of their names. Until I got into the business world, it was this lady who had like 2 initials and then her last name, and I was like,
E.L. Fudge.
Yeah, perfect. So everybody around the office just called her E.L. Fudge or E.L. or DW or whatever her name is. And I'm like, I was like, what's your first name? She's like, I'll never say it. I was like, oh, okay. I just left it alone. But I was like,
yeah, for sure.
So that was like my first and a half job. And then as I, started being around more black people in a professional environment, I realized that she was doing that because she was ashamed of her name. She had to be. Like, what could be the other reason?
Oh, she was like that Optimus Prime story with the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, my parents were hippies, so they named me Megatron.
Megatron Jones, if you don't get it out of here, Kiefer Sutherland's middle names are William Frederick Dempsey George Rufus.
Rufus.
His full name is Kiefer William Frederick Dempsey George Rufus Sutherland. Kit Harington's middle name is Catesby, Catesby. His full name, Christopher Catesby Harrington. He got a real British name. You know what I'm saying? That's an English-ass name. Harrington. Ciara's middle name is Princess. I came up with a couple of princesses in my life, so that's not the first time that name I've come across it. Ciara Princess Harris. Kate Hudson's middle name is Gary.
Is she from Indiana?
Kate Gary Hudson. Martin Short's middle name is Hayter.
Oh,
Hayter, which I kind of dig. I don't know who Dido is. Who's Dido? Is it Dido T's Gone Cold? Wondering why?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Her
Exactly.
birth name is Florian Cloud de Bonavial O'Malley Armstrong. I can see why she just go by Dido. There's a lot going on there.
I'm really thinking the same thing.
James Corden's middle name is Kimberly. James Kimberly Corden. Uma Thurman's middle name is Karuna. Karuna. Ben Affleck's middle name is Geza. G-E with a little Alcente over the top of it. Z-A. Benjamin Geza Affleck Bolt. He has a dash and an extra last name. Will Smith's middle name is Carol. Willard Carroll Smith II. I dig it. Elton John's middle name is Hercules. Hercules.
But
Elton
his
John
name is go ahead.
I was about to lay it out there. Elton John was born Reginald Kenneth Dwight and legally changed his name to Elton Hercules John in 1972. Fuck with it.
Did you guys watch the drink champs with Patti LaBelle yet?
No, but I did see that clip about her talking about her how Elton came up. So that's pretty fun.
That was dope. I need to watch the whole thing because, like, first of all, who don't love Patti LaBelle? Second, like, the fact it's interesting as fuck. Like somebody who's not. Come on, she's not hip hop, but she got such a fascinating story.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence's middle name Schrader.
Schrader.
Jennifer Schrader Lawrence.
Oh.
Orlando Bloom names Jonathan Blanchard. Orlando Jonathan Blanchard Copeland Bloom. Apparently, Copeland is his mother's maiden name. Hillary Duff Earhart or Earhart. It's probably some kind of pronunciation of that. Hillary Earhart Duff. Trying to find you something that's funky. Hayworth, Bass. Courtney Cox's middle name is Bass. What the hell? Kate Beckinsale, Romany. One of Hugh Grant's middle names is Mungo.
Nice. I love Heathcliff.
Nick Cage's middle name is Kim. DiCaprio's Willem.
Yeah, but Nick Cage is his Nicholas what? His last name is Coppola.
Yeah, Nicholas Kim Coppola. Zach Galifianakis' middle name is Knight, as in crown the knight of the Republic. Blake Lively, I know you love some Blake Lively. Aunt Blake Ellender Brown is her birth name.
Why do you think I love Blake Lively?
I remember us talking about her at some point, and you seem to have I'm not saying you was in love with Blake Lively, but I thought she had at least a little special place in your thought process.
I don't know. That must have been a lifetime ago because I don't remember that.
You know what? It's Lake Bell I'm thinking about, not Blake Lively.
Yes, I do like Lake Bell. And guess who she dating right now?
Whom is that?
Chris Rock.
Oh, nice. Fuck with that. Yeah, that seems like a good pairing. Yeah, I like that. Quincy Jones' middle name is Delight. Quincy Delight Jones Jr. One of Billie Eilish's middle name is Pirate. Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell.
Baird?
Baird, B-A-I-R-D.
That's fucking weird. But she's kind of weird.
I don't know which Jonas this is. This is Nick Jonas. I don't know if he's the bonus Jonas or he's like the most important Jonas. So
Nick Jonas is the sexy one.
Okay.
As you can go back to one of our episodes.
Fair enough.
It's Nick, and then the bonus Jonas, like the little brother, the bonus Jonas has a show with one of the other Jonas brothers, and the premise of the show is you have to figure out who's the celebrity sibling in the cast. It's a whole cast of celebrities, celebrity siblings, and you have to guess who it is.
I like that.
It's like Big Brother, but with celebrity relatives.
Yeah. Like Celebrity Big Brother, only one layer removed.
Yes, with the bonus Jonas.
Nick Jonas' middle name is Jerry. And I got to tell you
Jonas.
that was the last one, and I'm like, I feel like that's just like a wet fart. You went with Jerry as your last one. You could have put that Billie Eilish as the last one. It would have been more interesting.
Pirate, yeah.
Richard Gere's middle name is Tiffany, so if you want that one, Richard Tiffany Gere. Fuck with it.
I think it should be more dudes with like, to honor their mother or grandmother or cousin Effie, have a female middle name. And like Amon Shumpert's daughter, like I guess his oldest daughter is a junior.
Yeah, I fuck with that. That's hot. All right, let me get some. Last week, this is where the show died. So let's see if I can get my flows out before my computer will hopefully be with me. So fingers crossed. Fake niggas get flipped in mic fights. I swing swords and cut clowns. Shit is too swift to bite. You record and write it down. I flow like the blood on a murder scene, like a syringe on some wild out shit to insert a fiend. But it was your op to shop stolen art, catch a swollen heart from not rolling small. I put mad pressure on phony whack rhymes that get hurt. Shit's played like zodiac signs on sweatshirts. That's minimum. And feminine like sandals. My minimum's table stacks his verse on a gamble. Energy is felt once the cards are dealt with the impact of roundhouse kicks from black belts that attack. The mic phones like cyclones or typhoon. I represent from midnight to high noon. I don't waste ink. Nigga, I think I drop megaton bombs more fast than you can blink. Cause rhyme thoughts travel at a tremendous speed. Through clouds of smoke, of natural blends of weed. Only one circumstance, and that's if I'm blunted. Turn that shit up, my clan in the front want it.
And when the MCs came
to live out the name, some to perform. Love that song.
Cocaine just to act insane. With the prison, put the
track. What? I'm on a mission. The niggas say it's impossible. I'm not gonna keep going, but I could. I just want you to know that.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to it. Stage Crunchy Milk. It's episode 457, but we won't be deferring your compensation. I'm your host, the Entertainer 713, joined as always by my best friends. It's Tatum 216.
Good evening.
And the homie Lunchbox 2099.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? There, I contributed music. Thank you
for your addition to the program. I got a lot this week. I'm saying I didn't get to a lot last week. One, we had a guest, and so we had to do a little interview time with my mans, but also in general, computer issues, chaos. It's a bad situation. Actually, what turned out was a pretty solid show in my opinion. So good episode that I was way happier with after it was edited than I was in the process of creating it. But that being said, I got several news stories, but two kind of go together. So worry not. And one is on some like, I just like it. It's just I feel like karma. And one is a wild one. So I think the wild one, I think we'll have a little fun with. So y'all have probably heard, if y'all like podcast listeners, if y'all are podcast listeners like me, about the Cincinnati cop who was just bucking wild and saying how much she hate niggers. And she was pulling through a school parking lot, got caught on body camera, and I think she caught a suspension, if I'm not mistaken. And that was July 26th when that story came out. But then, just yesterday, cop suspended after calling telemarketers the N-word twice. Cincinnati cop Kelly Dratch, a different Cincinnati cop altogether, also suspended for throwing out the N-word. This one I'll actually reach you. The first one I just want to give you a heads up on that. Like I find it interesting that these Cincinnati lady cops is out here just niggering left and right. Hard R. Both these stories are by Trone dialed over at Vice News. This one, cop suspended after calling telemarketers the N-word twice. Cincinnati cop Kelly Dratch was overheard at work using the racial slur against a telemarketer. About a week later, she did it again. A Cincinnati cop was suspended for a week after going on a, quote, verbal tirade with telemarketers and calling them niggers in front of her colleagues twice in 1 month. Officer Kelly Dratch, a 23-year veteran. I would never believe this woman has been on the force for 23 years. I'm just saying she has a youthful face.
Was on the force for like 17 years, so.
Yeah. And she too had a youthful face, but like these people, both these cops have youthful visages.
Racism keeps you young.
No, that has always been the opposite of the truth. Racism seems to age people like fucking milk.
See, that's the thing, though. See,
Maybe,
it's so hot because the first lady's excuse was, you know what? I've been around the language so long and listening to so much rap, that me saying nigger, not nigga, is what made her be able to say it. So,
Well, here, let me keep going. My Cincinnati Police Department was suspended from her job for violating its code of conduct for failure of good behavior, according to documents released Monday and shared with Vice News. The first incident happened on November 17, 2021 at the department's real-time crime center. According to internal investigations, Dratch reportedly made a habit of picking up calls from telemarketers and arguing with them. During this particular call, the report said she called the person online a sand nigger.
Oh.
An RTCC senior crime analyst with family from Iran overheard Dratch and confronted her about it. What the fuck, Kelly? The employee asked in shock, according to the internal report. Dratch apologized, though the analyst told investigators the apology did not feel sincere as she'd hoped. About a week later, Dratch used the slur once again in front of her colleagues during another heated argument with a telemarketer. I heard the girl in there yelling nigger in there 2 times. I have to sit right next to their door, and they should not be saying that word, an employee wrote in an anonymous letter to Human Resources. Someone who uses this word should not work for my city. I hope you do something about this. The suspension is the first time Dratch faced disciplinary action. According to her prior evaluations, she was considered an exemplary officer. The Cincinnati Police Department declined to comment on Dratch's actions. During a hearing in February, Dratch didn't refute that she'd used the slur. However, she reportedly said that her actions were the result of immense amounts of stress she's been facing outside of the workplace. The stress emanates from the effects of the pandemic, health issues with her father, and the loss of 2 children, her husband losing his job, and her eldest son who suffers from mental health problems. The department's decision marked the second time this year a white cop in the department faced disciplinary action for using the racial slur on the job. Just last week, the city's city manager shared documents with Vice News regarding an investigation into Officer Rose Valentino, who was caught on her own body cam using the N-word during a bout of road rage. Valentino was suspended from the job because of the incident until further notice and is still awaiting disciplinary action. Cincinnati Mayor Aftab Perville signaled that he doesn't want to see her return to her post.
The crazy thing is, like, both of those people, well, I don't know about this lady, but the second lady had previous racial happenings before.
Correct.
But yet, they both have exemplary records. First of all, that lady shouldn't have an exemplary record because she had other shit in her past.
Exactly.
But they always seem to have a perfect record until, I don't know. Cincinnati has always been like a bubbling racial ground to begin with. So I don't know. Maybe because it's just too close to Kentucky. I don't know what the deal is.
Man, I've had such good experiences in Kentucky, but then of course Kentucky is the home where Breonna Taylor was murdered by a bunch of cops. Finally, that got taken care of today. I didn't pull that particular story, but the Justice Department did bring charges against those 4 cops today, and I'm gonna be real with you. They don't really play around in the Justice Department when they come through. It's because they have evidence to make them come through because they don't play. So yeah, I guess. As always, all cops are bastards, and fuck them. I think we can all stand on that, right? Correct. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because of anything like, I'm stressed and it made me say nigger and sand nigger and so another one. Yeah, I know, I love me to hip hop, and I guess, but what song in hip hop is I hate those niggers? None.
It's always I love my niggas, but where's my bitches? So I know you guys are lying.
Oh my God! As always, these articles will be in the show notes of the show. So if you want to click on them and read them yourself, they'll be right there in your notes. Just scroll down in your podcatcher, and you will see them. This right here was a banger. I was talking to Gabe about this pretty much for a good chunk of yesterday. Alex Jones, under questioning, is confronted with evidence of deception. It's from the New York Times. This is Elizabeth Williamson. The InfoWars conspiracy theorist was presented with his text messages from his own cell phone that his lawyers appear to have accidentally sent to lawyers for Sandy Hook parents. Austin, Texas, in a brutal cross-examination on Wednesday in the trial of the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, a lawyer for Sandy Hook parents produced text messages from Mr. Jones' cell phone showing that he had withheld key evidence in defamation lawsuits brought by the families for lies that he spread about the 2012 school shooting. The messages were apparently sent in error to the family's lawyers by Mr. Jones' legal team. Mr. Jones, did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years? The parents' lawyers, Mr. Bankson, asked Mr. Jones. The text messages were significant because Mr. Jones had claimed for years that he had searched his phone for texts about Sandy Hook cases and found none. You know what perjury is, right? Mr. Bankson asked Mr. Jones, who indicated that he did. The discourse of the text provide a striking capstone to the final day of testimony in the trial to determine how much Mr. Jones must pay the parents of a child who died in the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. For broadcasting conspiracy theories that the shooting was a hoax and that the families were actors, the jury began deliberating late Wednesday. The text also revealed that Mr. Jones was warned about posting a false report about the coronavirus by a staff member, calling the report another Sandy Hook for spreading disinformation about an event. He acknowledged the staff member's concerns, but Mr. Bankston said the false report remained live on his InfoWars website on Wednesday. Mr. Jones is also under scrutiny for his role in planning events around the attack on the Capitol, so the text could be of interest to the House January 6th committee. We fully intend on cooperating with the law enforcement and U.S. government officials interested in seeing these materials, Mr. Bankson said. The file with Mr. Jones' text is a part of a raft of materials related to the Sandy Hook case, mistakenly delivered to the family's lawyers. Mr. Bankson estimated that the files relayed to him in apparent error by Mr. Jones' lawyers several hundred gigabytes of material. Mr. Bankson, who was representing the Sandy Hook parents, Scarlett Lewis and Neil Helson at the trial, also revealed new evidence of Mr. Jones' failure to produce court-ordered documents related to lies he spread about the mass shooting and its victims. Visibly uncomfortable for most of the 40-minute cross-examination, sweat running into his eyes and down his neck, Mr. Jones said he 100% believed that the shooting occurred. Mr. Bankson also presented financial records that contradicted Mr. Jones' claims under oath on Tuesday that he was bankrupt, and clips from his broadcast maligning the judge and jury in the case. Mr. Jones lost 4 defamation cases last year that were filed against him by families of 10 victims of the shooting, which killed 20 first graders and 6 educators. Mr. Jones also lost those cases by default after nearly 4 years of litigation in which he failed to produce documents and testimony ordered by courts in Texas and Connecticut. That set in motion 3 trials for damages. The one in Austin this week is the first. I'm not going to read you the rest of that because it keeps going. But man, was that a fun video to watch? Because Alex Jones was like, well, I guess you get your Perry Mason moment, don't you? And I'm like, he goes, yeah, and indeed I do, you lying sack of shit. So the way the law works, lots of people were like, well, is that actually legal? Because they shouldn't his lawyers been able to like call that privilege and just pull that back? And yes, they could have had they done it within 10 days. The lawyer of the plaintiff's lawyer got that full phone copy, messaged his lawyers and like, hey, did you mean to send all of this? And do you want to call any of this privilege? Because, you just let a whole lot of shit go. And they never responded. So 12 days later, remember you had 10 days to do something about it. On the 12th day, my man came into court was like, hey, let me let you know something, man. Your lawyers fucked you 6 ways to Sunday, bruh, because they gave me all your shit. And they gave you all your shit, and then they didn't respond and try to make it go back into privilege. And therefore, I can use every bit of this. And what happened today was he lost that case. The jury gave them $4 million in just damages. And they still have, they tomorrow was when they come out and then they do the rest of the amounts of money. So tomorrow's money is where the big money comes in. The $4.1 million, that basically covers lawyers and fees and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow is where the dough come in. So we'll see what the jurist come out with and say against that man. And fuck Alex Jones. He's a piece of shit. This phone being in evidence and legally having been gotten can and most likely will be given over to the January 6th committee. A lot of people in the Justice Department have already been like, let me get that phone. and those records, and unless the judge in Texas is like, you can't do that, and they might, then those are going to head to the January 6th committee, and everything that Alex Jones said about January 6th, and including how it was set up, and of course, he had a little hand. It's believed that he had a hand in that, is going to be on the record, and it's going to be that much worse for those people involved. And I love it. I love karma. I love when it comes through and just says, I got you. Worry not. So, last one.
Karma.
This one.
As caramel.
Huh?
I said karma, just as tasty as caramel.
This one, I feel like both y'all will get a bit of a kick out of because it's just so interesting to me. This from the good people over at Bloomberg. Spencer Soper wrote this. Lollipop hustle on Amazon cost family candy business millions. Rogue sellers order Dum Dums from Sam's Club and resell them at a markup, undercutting Spangler and Candy Co. on price and violating Amazon's policies. Mitchell Owens recently discovered that mysterious entities were selling bulk orders of Dum Dum lollipops on Amazon for a couple of bucks less than the price charged by his own company. Owens, who runs e-commerce operations for Spangler Candy Co., was concerned the sweets could be potentially dangerous counterfeits. So he placed an order from one of the Amazon merchants. A few days later, a 500-pack of lollipops arrived on his doorstep. They weren't counterfeit and, strangely, had been shipped directly from Walmart Inc.'s Sam's Club. Owens had stumbled upon a price arbitrage scheme on Amazon.com Inc.'s perfectly policed online marketplace. Imperfectly policed, forgive me. The hustle works like this. Sellers, often guided by how-to tutorials on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, scour the internet for products with lower prices than on Amazon. Then they post the items on the website, wait for someone to place an order, purchase the product from another retailer, have it shipped directly to the customer, and pocket the difference. The rogue Amazon merchants are selling everything from breath mints and cereal to baking powder and feminine hygiene products. They never actually touch the merchandise, a practice known as drop shipping. The scheme is a violation of Amazon's policy, which prohibits merchants from shipping products from other retailers, but the perpetrators are betting that they'll elude detection amid the clutter of the company's vast web store. With Dum Dums, the sellers are leveraging the yawning price gap between Sam's Club, which rewards its members by selling a deeply discounted 500-pack for about $15, and Amazon, where Spangler sells its 400-pack for about $26. Sellers can charge $25 on Amazon to lure price-conscious shoppers and pocket the $6 after subtracting Amazon fees due to the $10 price difference. Amazon shoppers might find it odd receiving a box from Sam's Club, but they get an extra 100 lollipops, so they're less likely to report the issue. At first, the lollipop drop shippers were a rare occurrence. Spangler would complain to Amazon, which typically suspended a seller a week later. But in the past 6 months, the number of merchants selling Dum Dums on Amazon has proliferated so quickly that Spangler can't keep track of them. Owens believes that a concurrence of forces, the work-from-home trend, rising prices, online tutorials, has prompted more people to seek side hustles. Bloomberg identified about 20 merchants selling 400 packs of Dum Dums on the site in July, but that number is always changing as sellers get booted off or new ones start up. It became a tsunami we can't control, Owens said. There's an entire cottage industry encouraging people to start their own business selling on Amazon and drop shipping from other retailers. Complaining to Amazon no longer works because by the time Spangler has the seller suspended, more have popped up to replace them. It's too expensive to have attorneys police the problem, and consultants that help companies navigate the online marketplace have been of little help. Spangler, a 115-year-old family business that also makes candy canes and sweethearts at its factory in Bryan, Ohio, says the Dum Dums racket has cost it millions of dollars in lost business and legal fees. Real money for an enterprise of its size. Amazon is too big to listen to anyone, Owen said. If you actually get a hold of someone, they'll say, I don't know what to tell you. Even though it's violating our policy, there's nothing we can do. There's some more to that story. And again, it'll be in your show notes if you want to read the rest of it. But that's just one, it's an Ohio story. I always try to, share the Ohio news I always try to share news from the great state of Ohio to you, the listener. But that was just so wild to me, man. It's like, it's a hustle that I feel like I heard y'all two chat about before, but I don't know if y'all talk about it in depth like that, where it's like people would be copping shit and just selling it, you know what I'm saying, on Amazon, on an Amazon storefront. So I mean, any
It seems like it's always a hustle with Amazon. It's so many different ones that are out there. That was a very interesting one to hear about.
yeah, up here still in the Dum Dum game. Who would ever thought, man? I mean,
I
hey,
mean, what they really should do is just go to every bank and get a handful of Dum Dums, and then you sell them on Amazon.
just like go to the bank while you doing business while they like looking away, just shake the Dum
Yeah.
Dums.
Isn't it amazing when you're a kid? Sometimes like the littlest thing gets you so excited. Like going to the bank with my grandmother, like should have been just the most boring. Like why would I want to go experience? But knowing that the lady behind the counter would let me go to the filing cabinet and pick out a sucker just made the whole fucking thing worthwhile.
I used to ride with my granddaddy a lot when I was little, and whenever you had to go to the bank, even like in the drive through, they pass a sucker over my way. There's always one of them like little flat joints, you know what I'm saying, with the loop, you know what I'm saying, you can just stick your finger through. But the green ones was always hidden. Just want you to know that. Delicious.
I kind of feel like I don't know, maybe I was just a weird kid, but I used to love like the architecture of banks when I was a little kid. Like I knew which ones I like to go to the most. Um, I was always interested in how they were built. Um, yeah, the candy was nice, but I also like looking at and it was always some pretty ladies in there too. Going to the
Really?
bank was fun.
Now, I find that interesting that you got down with bank architecture because, like I said, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and we didn't. Well, you know what? I was in more than Millington because that's where my granddaddy lived, and but we didn't have any bank with architecture. It was just like that's a building, it's a bank. But in this area, it's a little bit. It's an older city, or at least not older city per se, but we are styled more like an East Coast city in that regard. So of course, you get the banks down here. Several of the banks down here in downtown Cleveland are quite old and were built in a way that it was columns and art on the walls and so forth
Art,
and so on. So we do have
Art
some pretty,
Deco style.
yeah, we have some not too shabby architecture when it comes to our banking facilities in this neck of the woods. For
Yeah,
a couple of them at least.
where I grew up at, like primarily like the bank we used to go to used to be on Shaker Square.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaker Square is like, of course, it's not what it used to be, but Shaker is one of those cities where it's like it used to be the suburb of Cleveland, and like that whole area was just like it was until like these recent years was nicely built up, nice banks, great movie theater, restaurants. One of the places where like our rapid line originated. So it always used to be a nice area.
That is so yeah, no, that was our news for the week. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to hit you over the head with so much, but I just like I said it was so much this way. I was like, God damn, it is popping in the news realm, and I thought I'd share that with you. Plus, like I said, whenever I see Ohio stuff, I always try to give listeners a little bit of us because we represent for this state here. But Ant, you was out last week. I don't even know why you was out last week, unless that's something you care to share with the listeners. But welcome back. Thank
Sure.
you. And
Yeah,
what's been
I
going on with
was
you,
out
bro?
last week. Actually, we went on a small family vacation. We went to Columbus. The boys should be going back to school very soon. Um, Normally, like we'll take like a bigger trip, but we didn't this year. Um, so we just went to Columbus. We went to the COSI because they're having a Marvel exhibit.
Yeah.
They say it's the largest Marvel exhibit in Northern America. So it was pretty great.
I wonder is there another large Marvel exhibit to be had somewhere else on this planet, and where is it?
I don't know, maybe in California or something. But
Well, no, in Northern America. That's a specific way of saying that, isn't it?
yeah,
Like just above the Mason-Dixon line, you'll get no better Marvel experience than right here at COSI.
yeah, they it had some interesting stuff. It had like some movie costumes from the Spider-Man movies, from the Thor movies, from Black Panther. Had some original sketches from different comics. Um, it was pretty good. Like the Kosai is an interesting building. It's a science museum slash like history museum. So it was cool. Um, it, I really like going to Columbus because um I like when we go on vacation and we find like a vacation spot and we can just park the car and then just go from there.
Yeah.
That's always cool. Like when you when you go on like places with kids, they don't really give a shit about like, oh, they just want to eat, and they like really they didn't want to leave the room. This is like the first time we got a hotel suite where it was just like we had our bedroom and they had theirs,
Oh,
and
nice.
then they had like they had their own bathroom. They didn't have to like come see us at all if they didn't want to, and it was cool. Like the area we stayed in was Easton.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always over that during direction. That's near the IKEA, right?
No,
No,
that's
what's that called?
Polaris
Gemini or some
Westerville.
shit?
Well, it's on Gemini. It's at Gemini Place, but it's in Polaris.
Okay.
But
Polaris, that's the one I wanted.
yeah, but that's always you. Every time I'm in a city that got IKEA, I go to IKEA.
Nice.
No matter what. A matter of fact, we'll probably have some future we tries because I got excuse me, the IKEA Twix that's made with a oat cookie, caramel, and chocolate, and also like I believe it's like a Snickers. So I got some of
Yeah.
those, and we'll be trying those in the near future. I put them in the freezer. So yeah, we went to the Kasi. That was the first day, and we got there around 10:30, and we didn't leave till almost 6. So like the plan was like we got there Friday, then we were there Saturday doing all our looking around. Oh, I'll get back to that. So we looked around all day, and my partner was just like, we were supposed to go to the zoo the next day on Saturday. She's like, we walked around all day. We gonna take a break this day. Maybe we'll just walk around Easton, get some dinner, and then we'll go to the zoo on the way home. But that Friday, we get into Columbus. We're looking for something to eat, and there's this place called Flipside. She looked at the menu, was like reading off some stuff. Sounded pretty good. We get there, everything is fucking cooked with lard. Like there's like it's like anything it says on the menu, anything that's fried is fried in lard. So even when they get a salad, they put shit. What's the name of those things?
Bits.
Fried shallots on the salad, right?
Yeah.
Those are fried in lard. I'm like, how that's gonna be on the fucking salad? So I had to figure out what I was gonna eat because everything. That was Thursday night. Everything closed at 9 o'clock. We had got there around 8:30. Put our bags and stuff at the hotel, checked in, and it wasn't really much to eat. So it was just like I had to find something on the menu. I'm like, I know it was just like, oh man, it was either me go find something to eat on my own, or not eat for the rest of the night, or just eat there.
Yeah.
So I got a turkey burger and a salad without the shallots because no fries. It was like, oh man, you got to try the Nashville hot chicken. I was like, can't do that. So that was the first.
Like I would like to.
Yeah. And then the next night we went to like what did we eat the next night? I don't remember that. No, we got pizza. I think I got Mexican food and the rest of the family got pizza. And then so Sunday we were like, okay, we're gonna go to the zoo. But I was looking for we got a Church's Chicken here, but it is in Akron, which is an hour away, 49 minutes away. I was like, man, I haven't had Church's Chicken in years. So I was going to get that. And when we were on the way to Church's Chicken, which It was definitely in the hood. Like that was the first time that we had been to the hood in Columbus,
Yeah.
and we get there. It is like it's supposed to close at 9. It's like 8:30 something, and they fucking close. But on the way there, we seen like the streets is just flooded with people and all these cars out. We come to realize that the Columbus Fair is there. It's been closed for 2 years, and this is the first year it's been back. The state
Yeah,
fair.
the state fair. Yeah, the big one.
Yes. And it was like, okay, anytime we come to Columbus, the zoo is probably gonna be open. But the state fair ain't gonna be open all the time. So it's like, okay, we're gonna do this. We get there around where the fair area is. It is off the meat rack. It is just so many people on the street, parked so fucked up, and parked everywhere. It was a car that was parked on a hill, and the front tires was on the sidewalk, and the back tires was on the hill, and me and you could literally crawl underneath the car if we wanted to. That's how it was parked. And so they're like, the flaggers tell you to go this way, and people are parking so fucked up, and you had to pay for that shit. I'm like, I'm not about to pay for this privilege. You just parking any fucking where in any kind of way. And it was just like, we just came to a family decision is that we weren't going to the fair.
Yeah.
And then so we get back on the freeway, and you could just see how many people are parked in the actual parking lot where the fair is. It was just like, it had to be, I'm not gonna say it was like 1 million people there, but it was fucking close.
Yeah.
We went to this.
It is. We forget. Not that we forget. We don't forget, but we oftentimes are like, oh yeah, we live in like one of the big ass old school farming states. You know what I'm saying? The county fair. We have a county fair here. County fairs are a big deal, but the state fair, massive. I mean, everything you could think of, people were probably coming through and like, saying, showing off their prize cattle and everything else. So it was probably an event. Like you said, it's been gone for the pandemic, and so this is the first return to form, and it's massive. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with that.
Yeah, when we went to the county fair a couple years back, we went. Shit, Emory was like weeks old, maybe a month old. We went to the county fair. I seen a rabbit so fucking big, it looked like a little bear. I've never seen a rabbit that big before. Like, I got pictures and everything. I'll see if I can find it. Like, that rabbit was so big. It was like at least 40 pounds. It was a big rabbit. It was like big everything. Like you seen like Clydesdale. Like, it's like T said, it was just like showing off all your prized animals. Those animals were humongous. But then, we made it home. And that was pretty much it. It's always nice going to like somewhere else, and letting your kids experience some other shit.
Yeah.
Even though they just wanted to, you know, everywhere. Man, we don't do it everywhere, but we got some smush pennies.
Nice.
We got they got a couple new stuffed animals. Um, They got some stuff Marvel figures from the Kasi. Then when we went to IKEA, Emery got a big ass snake. And then when we went to the zoo, they got more stuff. I was just like, and like we already agreed that they're only getting 2 presents for Christmas this year.
Yeah,
Like,
you had made that point clear a while back. So
yeah, they got so much shit. We need to. I don't know. I don't know really how to think and how to feel about how many toys and stuff that they have. So we need to get that in line some way or another. But they had a good time. I had an okay time.
Hey man, you do for them, and they're happy, and that's pretty dope, man. So I never shake that off. That's tight that they are that much happier, and
Yeah,
and
we
that's pretty
but
cool.
I regret not going to. I usually get up and do some stuff on my own. I regret not going to Buckeye Donuts, and I went to this place called Dragon Donuts.
Mhm.
Um, Most unfriendliest place I've ever been in. Like,
Really?
yes, I go in there, and it's like, yes, it was 7 in the morning, and yes, I'm black, but still, treat me accordingly. So I ordered the donuts. Come to find out, like they make made to order donuts too. So I'm in like hemming and hawing trying to find something to order, and then I look later, and they be like, "Oh yeah, you go in there, they make you fresh donuts, and then they put the stuff in it like Duck Donuts."
Yeah,
But no, that option was not even given to me and not even told to me.
yeah. They basically try to just hustle you along and out.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk shit about you. Well, you just been had shit talked about you, but I'm gonna put it in my show notes, and I'm also gonna put it everywhere. So just know that. I'm sorry. Let's repeat this business's name.
Oh, Dragon Donuts. It's already a Google a Google review on them already up.
Dragon Donuts in Columbus, Ohio. You fucking suck. And
And
I mean,
Easton.
my reach may not be large, but it exists, and so I will let everybody know not to fuck with y'all. Just like my man Dan had to let Amazon know earlier tonight. And they was quick to be like, "Hey man, we don't do this shit on the regular, bro. What's going on, baby?" So I had to respond to that like, "Oh, don't worry, we gonna talk about y'all. So let's talk about them." This is not Dan's whole story. Dan will of course share what he wants to share with you, of course. But I did threaten Amazon, saying be like, "I'm gonna have to get in your ass right quick, Amazon." So Box, let's get in Amazon's ass right quick, just for a little bit.
Let me just start this off by saying, as an Amazon shareholder, it breaks my heart to have to shit talk a company that I am invested in on Twitter, but I had to be done. So I understand in the last couple of years the world's been in a rough spot, and there's been delays with things and whatnot, but there's been too many instances this past year of me ordering stuff from Amazon, and it'd always be like, "Oh, order within this amount of time today, and we'll get it to you by this day."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "All right, cool. This is the service I pay for. I'm meeting your guidelines. I gave you money. You say this is when it's coming. Bada bing, bada boom." So this particular incident, because I'm not going to go back and like look at everything that's ever happened. I'm not going to document everything, but this particular incident. So a couple days ago, I was running out of packing tape for my eBay sales, and I ordered a tape gun because I've been using just like this like single serve stuff, and I ordered tape, but it turns out I ordered the wrong tape because I wasn't paying attention to the size. And I ordered like the size of tape that you would need for like a little desk tape dispenser for like letters and shit.
Yeah.
I have 3 packs of that shit. I have enough desk tape to last me the rest of my life. Thankfully, the tape dispenser came with a roll of tape in it, so I had the tape I needed to finish up the other day. But I'm like, well, shit, eventually I'm going to need more tape. Let me order up another pack of tape from Amazon, the correct size this time. So I ordered it on Tuesday, and they're like, okay, it'll be here by Thursday at 10 p.m. And I'm like, all right, cool. So today, like, I checked, and it was like, oh, it'll be there by 10 p.m. tonight. And I'm like, all right, I'll keep an eye out for the package. Then a couple hours ago, I'm in the living room, and I'm watching TV a little bit. My buddy's cooking dinner. And then, like, I get a little Amazon smiley notification thing on the top of my phone, and I'm like, oh, man, my package must be 10 stops away. So I pull the car, and it says, oh, there's been a delay with your package. Your shit will be there tomorrow by 10 p.m. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, you've maintained for the last 2 days, including today, that my shit will be here today. And now all of a sudden you're changing the rules? Like, there's no reason why. There's no compensation. That's my whole thing. It's like, I pay for Amazon Prime for the year. Why is it that they're so quick to take my money, but when they fuck up and like don't get me my shit on the prime time that like they quote, Why do I not get an Amazon reward of any kind? Like, you'll give me, like $1 if I let you bring it on Saturday for video rentals, but when you fuck up and don't meet your quoted times, you won't slide me a digital $1 so that I can enjoy a movie at my leisure. Instead, you make me pay for a service, then you don't follow through on the service I paid for, and then you don't give me shit to compensate for you fucking up. That doesn't seem fair to me. Why am I paying for Amazon Prime if you're not going to prime me my shit, or at least compensate me for when you fuck up my priming of my shit?
Yeah, if you ain't going to abide by your SLAs, then fuck off, bro. You know what I'm saying? We have come to terms. I have given you this money, and if you ain't going to be on it, just say you ain't going to be on it. Then we can be like, okay, then I'll no longer be paying for this service because you are not doing your part of the deal. I mean, the real of it is for me, Amazon Prime is basically Amazon Video, paid for in a yearly format. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I use that shit for. I use it
for that sometimes,
yeah.
But I order shit off there. Like, I order all my cat's cat food from there.
For sure.
I order like I said, the supplies that I've been using for eBay sales off there. Like, random household things will come off of there. Like, I'm not sitting here saying like I order Amazon shit every day, but I order Amazon shit enough times a year to where like paying for Prime is worth it for me because of the video service included. If I was just paying for like ordering shit, probably wouldn't be worth it if I'm being honest. But the fact that we get the boys and other shit like that makes it more worthwhile than if it was just shipping. But like, when I pay for the shipping perk and then like you tell me you're going to do the perk and then you don't do the perk, like, you need to figure out some sort of way to at least make it right. Like, even like I said, a digital $1, more than likely, like a digital $1, you lose nothing, Amazon, because like a movie rental, I don't get fucking to keep it, and it's digital. You can make as many copies, you can stream it as much as you want. You're literally giving me a fake $1 to get me to feel better about you fucking me.
It's real.
But you won't even do that. You just have your little message like, oh, whoopsie daisy, our bad. It ain't really gonna be there like we said it was. It'll be there when it gets there. Yeah. That's all you do. But you were quick to take my money, but you're willing to fuck me in the end.
Exactly the case, Amazon. Get your shit together. Again, my reach may not be massive, but it exists. And we gotta going forward, man. We just gonna let fools know when they fucking up. So fuck you, Dragon Donuts. Fuck you, Amazon. Get your shit together.
But the thing too is like the Amazon. So I didn't even at Amazon.
I know.
I just typed the word Amazon into my tweet. I didn't at nobody. And so Amazon has hitters out here just fucking cold searching Twitter looking for people beefing. Because this lady, like, I'm assuming it's a lady. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. In this day and age, I'm not going to apologize for misgendering. Like, get over it. But, I mean, it's a fucking name on Twitter. Like, you man, woman, whatever you are. I'm not going to sit here and fucking
So we go with this person, and we keep it moving. Baby, that's it.
But, yeah, so, like, Amazon Help tweets at me and goes, "This isn't the level of service we intend to provide!" ! To ensure the best help possible, have you noticed a trend with a specific carrier when packages are delayed? Like, how the fuck would I know that? It's not like you tell me you're bringing this shit DHL or UPS.
Yes. Yeah, you just say it's coming.
I'm not even aware when this shit shows up half the time. Like, my buddy brought my Amazon package in 2 days ago when he came home from work. I didn't even know it was here. I didn't get a fucking notification that it was delivered. I had no idea the package was on the porch outside. Yeah. So, like, how was I supposed to know what truck it came in? And, like, how would I know who's bringing it if it ain't fucking here? So, man, she goes, if unsure, you could view the carrier in the tracking here. Like, couldn't you have DM'd me and asked me the order number and you did that? Like, you know, I'm just like, so what do you really want from me? You want me to snitch on you who the carriers so you can go like holler at them? Like, it's you, Amazon, that I have the problem with, not whatever carrier you outsource the package to. It's you that I have the problem with.
Yeah.
True.
Just a
And
delight.
I know whenever I use my FHA card, like to
Yeah.
order something from Amazon, I always have delays until I send them a message like, look, how come every time I order some Band-Aids or some allergy medicine, that's when there's some delays because y'all don't get y'all money right up front. So that's when y'all like, fuck that package. That's the only time I ever have problems with Amazon. Like, is when I order something with my FHA card and then they like the pay is delayed for them. That's the only time I really have problems. So I sent them an email and like, hey, what's up with this? Because it'll be just like you just said, lunch. Oh, this is coming at 10 o'clock this day. And then it was like, that's some allergy pills. I don't give a fuck about you. It's coming tomorrow.
And like Ant got I mean, not to be doxing my man, but it's a pretty substantial Amazon presence near him that you think everything should be coming to you like instantly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Amazon. There's a Amazon hub less than a mile, not a quarter of a mile away from my house, and it shouldn't be no problems at all.
Facts.
A matter of fact, it's the Amazon trucks all park around the corner from my house. They don't even park at the Amazon. I mean, they might park at the place, but they actually park their trucks at a shopping center near my house. So it's all like Amazon ain't got no excuse. They should be dropping. I mean, they should be dropping my shit off first.
They can just walk shit over you if they in essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna come see. Hey, meet me down here in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean they're building one of those places right down the street from me too.
It's one up the road for me too now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's within we can comfortably walk there without too much sweat. So
they're tearing down a whole car plant for that shit.
Yeah. Oh, is that what they're doing over there?
Yeah, they tore down the back of the Ford plant to build an Amazon warehouse.
Man.
One plant for another one.
This shit feel like Ready Player One. You know what I'm saying? You know where the evil corporation was in Columbus in that movie, and at least in the book. I don't know about how they did it in the movie, but it just feel like that in this situation. It's like Amazon just like spreading like goddamn aliens. You know what I'm saying? And then still whack and still can't deliver on time. So it's like, what's the fucking point?
Like I said, like if my obviously it's disappointing. Not to say that like I needed the tape right this second. I really didn't. Like, because I got the roll the other day. Like, I'm good for a bit. It was more just the lack of wanting to make it right.
Correct.
That's the only
lack
thing.
of accountability for it.
Yeah, like if you threw me a little bit of a bone, and like what I suggested cost them nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally like it's like giving me crypto, and then the crypto tanks because the blockchain fucked up. Like you're literally my scenario offering me a digital dollar for a digital good that I'll never own that has an expiration date on. Because that's the other thing about Amazon credits when you get them no rush credits and shit. A lot of people probably forget there's like a 3-month like expiration date on them shits, which to me makes no sense. I should be able to bank that and not have it expire. Like I don't understand why you're like you're doing that to me. Like is it hurting your profit margins to have a fake dollar on a good that doesn't exist? But anyway.
That digital lube is very temporary.
Yeah, I'm just offer me something. Like I don't even want like $1 off my order. Like give me the fake dollar. Let me order the free digital movie and then like just fucking pretend like you care. That's all I want. Like I know you don't really, and I'm not expecting you to. Just lie to me, Jerry. Lie to me.
You don't mind. I mean, it's real, man. So good Lord. Anything else been going on with you this week, bro? Besides that lunacy, but like I said, that's one I had to aim up and make sure I popped that.
I mean, like I'll be honest, man. When I got that tweet from them, I was like, "Oh shit, this is your job. Just literally tweet Amazon, like search Amazon on Twitter and read all the little shit people be saying. Like, oh no, that's about the country. Oh no, not that one. Oh shit, they talking shit. Let me cut the past."
You said that's about the country. Oh, that's about the rainforest. Okay, fuck that one. Oh shit.
Yeah, but outside of that, I guess the only thing that I could really say that has gone on that is like newsworthy is I made the payment for the house the other day, which was the goal that I had set back in the earlier part of the year, March, because I have a piece of paper on the pegboard here, so I haven't removed it. March is when I started the goal, and so between March and August 1st, I paid $5,000 off of the principal of my home, which was able to qualify me to get the PMI off my home. I now owe 78% of the purchase price. And I emailed my mortgage company, and they confirmed it. They emailed me back saying that they confirmed it. They were requesting the cancellation of the PMI, and that I will soon get a letter in the mail with my new monthly bill amount and a refund on any PMI that I was escrowed for that has not paid out due to the cancellation. So, set my mind to something. Got a little scared there in the middle. Had to have someone talk me into pushing through at the end. But I don't want to, like, I've never done like a dream board or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say, like, putting it on like a piece of paper and having it tacked to the board above my work desk and being able to see it every day kind of like helped keep me focused on like what I was aiming for. And seeing it, like, because every month I made a payment, I wrote it down there, I subtracted it out, and I knew the total that I needed to hit. And I just kept doing that every month. And seeing that number dwindle, man, it, like, really, like, motivated me to, like, keep going. And then I'm glad that my buddy pushed me on that this last month to, like, really, like, amp up the eBay sales with the stuff from the garage and all that. Because that really helped. Like, I was able to do it in 1 month after that. Like, I owed almost $1,400. And I was able to knock that off in this last payment because of that extra money.
Excellent.
It's nice knowing that, like, not like, cause my PMI every month was $63. So that's $63 a month now that I don't have to pay for absolutely no fucking gain of any kind whatsoever.
But that just keeps moving on over to the principal, and you keep getting it hustled up and paid off. That's the real, man. Very good. I'm very proud of you for that, man. I truly am. But I've let you know that already. So this is just, it's not news to you that I am proud of you for having done these things.
Well, I look at it like, let's just say like something bad happens and I get laid off at some point or something. That's 4 less dicks that I have to suck to make my mortgage payment every month.
Less
Is that
dicks
the
is
regular
always the
board?
aim.
What if you're really good at it?
I didn't say that I wouldn't put in overtime. All I was saying, that was 4 less I had to do to make the mortgage payment.
Just want to point out.
That's 4 less on Dick Mountain.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I have to imagine that like the jaw only has so many in it. You know, it's like that book that Chappelle talks about, that that little 15-20 minute like campfire side talk kind of special thing he did, where it was like the pimp with the hose, and like he knows that like the hose only got so many tricks in them, but a good pimp is able to kind of like bring a hoe back from the brink and get more out of her.
Oh shit!
Can't keep a good hoe down.
It was this whole thing where it was like the story he told from the book was, I don't remember the names, but the premise was the pimp had a prostitute under his steed that was like on the brink of like cracking. Like she had reached her breaking point, her trick total, and she was about to like mentally break. So what the guy did was he told her that like if she did one more, they would be done and they go their separate ways. So he gives her this like task of like, go over to this hotel room, you know, do your thing with this guy, steal this briefcase that he has, and then, you know, bring it to me, and then you're free. Turns out that the guy that she was supposed to go meet was a friend of his that he paid to pretend to die. So, like, the lady goes over there, does some stuff. The guy pretends to die, whatever. He had hired a moving crew to kind of come wrap the guy up in a rug and take him away for the whole charade, so that the woman thought that the guy died. And so he tricked the woman into thinking that they were now accomplices in someone's death and body disposal, and that she was working so that everything was okay. And so he brought her back from the brink of cracking to being able to turn out a couple hundred more tricks. And that was the master artistry of the pimp.
Gentlemen of leisure always have a trick up their sleeve.
So that's what Amazon be doing to us. We be ordering shit, and then when we think I can't take this delay anymore, Amazon be like, but we got flash deals today, right?
That fan you was looking at 2 years ago? It's $20 this week, baby. Because I know a long time ago, I was always told, if you keep stuff in your cart, it'll just be whatever. But if you actually put it in your wish list, they pre-ship it and have it close to you for when you're able to buy it.
Oh. Well, there you go. You just got to put on some game, some pimpery. Keep that in mind. As for T. Diddy and the fam, I took my son to vote for the first time ever in his life. That was a delight. It was a special election this week in the great state of Ohio, so we got to go handle business and do that.
Oh, man, was he one of the roughly 10% of registered voters that voted?
Indeed, we were. So it's we don't normally have to do this August vote, and that's just that's just motherfuckers fucking the state over. And so what it is they will not abide by the law in this great state that says these maps have to not favor any political party, and they keep drawing maps that are just so gerrymandered. And the Ohio Supreme Court sees saying this shit is so gerrymandered, I'm not fucking letting it walk. And we finally got to the point of no return, so that we had to have the special election to basically get our candidates ready for the November general.
I would say this. My buddy is in sort of a training. I don't want to call it a training class, but it's a multi-week training for a specific type of job with analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And in part of this training, they have access to voter records.
Yeah.
And he's able to categorize it by different age groups and stuff. So boomers, millennials, Gen Z, whatever. And let's just say that the voting turnout from boomers down to the new ones, it's way more for them and the millennials and whatnot. Basically, Gen Z and all the new people, they register, but none of them fucking vote.
Correct.
Whatsoever. They all go to these little voting camps and rock the votes and oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking register. Whatever the fuck they do now. I don't know. Voting sex, I don't know what the campaigns are anymore. But whatever. The voting rallies where they all get registered, they register and then not nary one of them fucking vote.
It has been that way since they started letting 18-year-olds vote in the 70s. It has always been this way. The youth do not go out to vote. They simply don't. And it's what do they do about it? You know what I'm saying? I have voted. I've voted in every election I've been able to. I think I've missed an election, and I probably missed it on some whatever.
But did they go on Twitter and call me a piece of shit because something happened in the world that they don't like when they did nothing about it?
Correct. Don't do a goddamn thing about it and just want to be mad. And so let them be mad. Be mad. It's I'm very laid back about that particular shit. Unless you're gonna come out here and vote. Then you have a leg to stand on, in my opinion. Then maybe we can have a conversation. But if you ain't voting, then I'm not to be bothered with you.
It's funny. I have a buddy who as long as I've known him, pretty much, he's been a heavy advocate of voting third party. And then, as I said, my buddy has access to the voter records, so he's able to pull up to see how many of us voted in all the elections. The motherfucker that's been advocating third party in this shit ain't voted in 12 years. And I'm I said something to him in our group chat. I'm like, how the fuck are you going to sit here every year and poo-poo the two-party system and say we should have more options, which I agree with, but like you're gonna sit here on your high horse all the time, talk about voting third party, and your motherfucking ass don't even go to the polls and do shit. I'm like, if you're not gonna do nothing, keep your mouth shut.
For real. Simple as that. If you ain't gonna do shit, keep your mouth shut. I think we can just write off on that one. Next up, I told y'all last week, but again, today was the actual day. Today's my anniversary. Today was the 10th anniversary of me and Vanessa's first date. We went to go see The Dark Knight Rises, which still stands to me as one of the greatest movies ever made. I love that movie so much. We watch it once a year. We watch it on our anniversary, and it's never not like, man, that shit got me every fucking time. I love that movie so much. But also, I took the day off today. She took the day off as well. We went to the beach and it was raining, but it wasn't dumping quite yet on that side of town. So we went back to that Fairport Harbor beach. So we got out there and just me and my lady just swimming and bullshitting and having a good time, playing in the water. It was great. It was so fucking great. We came home and we ate some bullshit, and so couldn't go to that the Thai restaurant we wanted to go to. As it turns out, I looked it up. I was like, "Oh, let me go see what I'm about to eat." They on vacation until next week. Wow. So I'm like, "Did you look at his website?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "They are on vacation until like kind of like the middle of August." And I'm just like, she's like, "Oh, damn!" So we couldn't go to our Thai restaurant we wanted to go hit up. But we'll get to it.
Nobody gonna get bubble tea yet?
No, it's a spot over in Westlake.
Okay, I was only asking because like they seem to go on like out of country vacation all the time too.
Yeah. So they over there. It's over there in Westlake by what is that? Tuesday Morning. Is the name of that store? Across from the what is the name of that store, bro? Like the baby's room. Y'all might remember commercials from that shit back in the day. Yeah, they used to just sell like secondhand kids shit. So. Over in that general area, and like I said, they just happened to be on vacation. It's like, dang it. But we came home from the beach and ate and watched Dark Knight and just hung out and had a great day, man. It truly was a nice day. And she wrote something nice on Instagram. Like I always end up writing something. I always write something for us for our anniversary. I always just do it. But this year I didn't, and then this year she did, and I was like, oh man, the torch has been passed. And also it almost made me start crying. And then, so, because of course it is who I am, but it was kind of dope, man. So I dig it. Of course I dig it. It's my anniversary, and it's just nice to have experienced that. So that's been everything else will come later in the entertainment section of the show, but that's been T's general what's been going on in my realm. So delightful, people, a delightful day. Happy anniversary to my lady Vanessa. Also, it is the 216th day of the year. Happy 216th day to all those celebrating. Ooh. But as we are really over here running the engine down, nice shit, y'all. We will, of course, head on over to Reddit, to the subreddit. Am I the asshole? We're going to do a few of those tonight. I'm going to give you an extra one tonight, so you actually will end up with 3 in total. First one, of course, has already been done, but I'll tell you about it right now, and that is, am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend for baking desserts for a dinner party? Am I the asshole for yelling at my girlfriend for baking a dessert for a dinner party? Throwaway because her brother follows my main Reddit page. I, 26 male, have been dating my girlfriend, Rosie, 23 female, for a year now. Rosie and my mother do not get along. It's just about the fact that their personality differences are so large. My mother's more of a conservative and reserved person, and Rosie is the opposite of that. My mom is a really picky person and has never been happy with anyone I date over the years, but I usually ignore her because it's not her life. Yes, I always shut down my mother's snarky comments about anyone I date. On to the problem. Tomorrow night, my mother is hosting a dinner party for everyone in our family. I'm not sure about other families/cultures, but usually when we throw dinner parties, everyone will bring something. I thought this was the perfect time for Rosie and my mom to get along better. I told Rosie that she should home make something. I also made something. My mother hates anything sweet, so I told Rosie to refrain from baking any desserts. Rosie said she wanted to bake something because it's what she does best when it comes to the kitchen. I told her to look up a recipe on Google. She was quiet And about an hour later, I come downstairs because I could smell something sweet, and I found Rosie piping macaron batter. I freaked out. I started yelling about how I told her specifically not to make anything sweet because this was her one chance to get on my mother's good side. And I feel like she only made the dessert to be petty. She got upset and told me to not raise my voice at her and that she was not doing it to be petty. She just doesn't care what my mother thinks of her, and my mother is not the only guest at the dinner party.
She's totally
I got frustrated and made the mistake of telling her to stay home, and she told me that she would, and that she now would not go no matter what, even if I changed my mind. I regret telling her that because if she doesn't go, my mother will really not like her. But am I the asshole for telling her not to bake something sweet?
This dude's 100% an asshole.
Who? The dude's an asshole?
Yeah, the dude.
Okay. Go on.
I mean, like I think all of her reasons are valid. Like, the mother's not going to be the only one there. Like, the mother doesn't have to eat it. So, like, if they think she's being considerate to everyone else there, him basically, like, trying to, like, gaslight her and try to control her here is not cool. And so, like, I'm fully on board with her. Like, she's trying to do something nice to show off something she feels she's good at, a piece of herself, and this dude's shitting on it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, you hit every fucking point.
A rare out the park with a man box came through and just. But of course,
that was
get a glow in the dark comment.
That was a 3-point play right there. He hit it from outside, made the shot. You know, got the rebound, everything.
Hey.
Call me the Violators.
Okay.
What are the Violators?
It's a team from Rock and Jock.
Yeah,
man, no recollection. Wowzers. But of course, we have a glow in the dark comment, and so that always gets a little shine. And this is from Crystal Queen 3000. Commander in Cheeks is her title. And she's responded to 230 Emma the Asshole comments, so she's busy with hers. You're the asshole. You yelled at her for baking, dude. WCF. Your mom has never liked a single person you've dated, and you think Rosie choosing to make a dessert instead of a savory dish is going to make the slightest bit of difference? It won't. Rosie can't win with your mom, so she might as well make something she can do well that others will enjoy than contribute some half-ass thing that she's not confident about. You owe her a massive apology.
Massive. Her ass need to be ate tonight.
See, it's that, people. An apology and some ass eating. Next up, am I the asshole for returning home after I found out that my husband booked first class for him and his friend while I got economy? This almost was the TikTok one, but you know, saying they kind of locked it down. So I was like, ooh, I don't know why they locked it down. I think they said no new comments can be added. So I guess that they just hit this motherfucker hard. My husband and I, 30s, haven't been on a trip out of country for years. While he goes every year with his best friend, his reason for going with him is because they both go to attend sporting events. This year, my husband told me that I could go with him and his friend since they were visiting a new destination. He paid for my ticket and everything else since I'm a stay-at-home mom and have no job. The kids were left with my mom. However, when I found out that he had booked first class for himself and his friend while I got economy, I just couldn't hold my tongue. I confronted him about it, and he at first refused to discuss. Then when the argument got heated, he yelled, "I paid for your tickets, for fuck's sakes. Isn't that enough?" Then kept on about how I should stop acting like I was royalty, and that if I came to think about it, even economy is fine for me since I technically don't work anyway. I cried because what he said, but decided to just not go altogether. He changed his tone and started begging me just to go with what he planned, but I declined. I went to pick the kids up from my mom's house, and he came back 3 hours later huffing and buffing about what happened. His friends, what the fuck? As you can see, I haven't read this one. His friend sent me a text calling me entitled and said that was the reason why he didn't want my husband to take me with them. And I just proved his point. I did not respond, but I blocked him since he's gotten increasingly rude over the past few months. He, my husband, said I keep crying about being excluded, and this is what happens when he finally decides to include me. Am I the asshole for not settling for economy? By the way, he's perfectly capable of financing the trip. Your husband is a piece of shit. His friend, I had to break a motherfucker's jaw. Like, I'm sorry, what did you do? Did you what? Oh, I'm gonna come see you real quick. I'm about to come visit you. We gonna have words. You ain't never gonna tell my lady anything. I am stunned by these results because I'm like I said, I read the title. That'll be a fun banger. But no, that got me in my gut, man. Wowzers. Please share. Go on, gentlemen, please.
I want to hear what you got to say. You want to roll, Lunch?
I don't know. I think T kind of got this. I don't really have much else to say.
Imagine your buddy hit your wife up and talk shit about her to her. That's like burn down the house shit. You know what I don't do? Talk shit to my men's ladies. Try to have a cool relationship with everybody involved, no matter what. Even though I know all the shit that y'all be doing, I never would talk reckless to you. So ever. That's just fucking my friend up.
That's really what it comes down to is like, do you want to get that other person like in it? Because if you know, that means you knew from somewhere else, which was probably confidential information. So there's going to be a lot of angry people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I don't really say this much because, you know, a lot of people say it, but them two dudes fucking. Usually I'm like...
I wasn't going to say it because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I never want to be that kind of dude. But
I'm usually not that type of dude either. But why would he have the gall to be like, nah, you fucking up me and my man's time now. You.
So you're saying he's being a catty bitch?
Correct.
No, he's not being a catty bitch because he was fucking with his man's shit. He was protecting his man.
This reminds me of a Jerry Springer video I saw the other day where it was like a dude on stage with his fiance, her friend, and his friend. And the premise of the whole foursome was that he was cheating on his fiance with his male friend, but he had also knocked up the fiance's friend who was a woman. So, like... When Jerry said this and the dude copped to knocking up the other woman, the look of just like betrayal and heartbreak on the gay dude's face who he was cheating on the fiance with was just like, I felt it in this Am I the Asshole?
Well, we have a couple glow-in-the-dark comments here right at the top of this, so let's go. This is from Ray's Underwater. If you're a stay-at-home mom, then all the money he earns is shared funds. There is no him paying for it. In fact, you pay for his first class ticket as much as he paid for your economy ticket. The level of disrespect is astounding. Divorce him and get half plus alimony, not the asshole. For once, I didn't have to say it. I just want y'all to know. Next one down from there. I'm going to get you the next two down from there. The next one down from there is not glow in the dark. The one after that is. And that is, I hate to jump on the Redditor divorce wagon, but in this case, it's so obvious how much he doesn't even care or respect the OP. Not the asshole times a million. The response to that is glow in the dark. I'm going to let you know. I'm not sure why he even married OP. It seems like he's already in a long-term relationship with his friend.
Oh.
I'm not knocking him for it. It's okay to be in a relationship. It's okay to be in a relationship with your man. I'm glad you got your man. Divorce this woman then. Let her go live her life. Pay her to raise your children and for her time with you, and just go be happy with your man. That's okay. You're a terrible person. And just, I don't want to say eat a bag of dicks. That just seems homophobic in a sense. But yeah, you know what, bro? You can. I will quote LP. You can all run naked backwards through a field of dicks. Just go for it, bro. Fuck you, man. One more glow in the dark comment as I scroll down further. Came here to say this is what this says. OP, I was once a stay-at-home mom in a financially and emotionally abusive marriage. Leave him. File immediately. File for support immediately. I didn't. Big mistake. And there are a lot of remote jobs now. There are more and more companies who are valuing single moms. You were strong enough to leave the airport. You're strong enough to leave this jerk. Also, if you can, before you leave, get every single piece of financial evidence that you can. Statements, accounts, whatever, whether or not they're current. If you can log on to his accounts online, paper, mail, anything, you want as much proof as you can possibly find. Put a freeze on your credit just in case he tries to mess with your credit rating as a means to keep you from doing anything. Best of luck. It's so many glow in the dark comments in this. There's another one. Jesus. One more glow in the dark comment. Is your husband having an affair with his friend? Why is his friend so rude to you? And why is friend being treated like the spouse in this situation? Whether or not he's having an affair, he's definitely showing you how he feels about you, not the asshole. Oh my God, there is another one, but it's too big and I'm not gonna bother. But let you know, motherfuckers I think this is why they had to lock up the comments on this shit. It was going down in the comments.
Too many good comments. Like I want to reiterate, I am not the type of person but like this person is in a relationship with a person of the same sex, but it just screams that. Like, why would that person have the gall to say something to the wife unless he already felt like he had permission?
I know this is gonna sound bad, and like if we have to edit it or whatever, like so be it. But like, and not to say that like you should judge a person by the race they are or anything like that. But sometimes the way people behave or like the way they carry themselves tells you an awful lot about who they are as a person before you even really get to know them. There's just certain like mannerisms and the way people like dress or behave or whatever. They're like context clues for something that could be coming down the pike in a different way. And you know, this feels like one of them times where like you said, like dude's holding a secret. And you can sense
some sort. Of some ilk. And like I said, you know what? And here's another thing. I mean, I guess if you assume they fucking, then I guess he might know. But I'm like, he might not know. It might, in his mind, it might not be anything to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a wild one.
Like, I hope people like understood what I was trying to say. Like, it's not like coming from a place of hate. It's not like, oh man, the black guy walks into a convenience store, he's got to be a robber or anything like that. But it's like, you know, a woman with like unshaved armpits and like a flannel vest, probably a lesbian. That kind of thing, you know?
You were so good until right then. God damn it, Box.
That's what I'm trying to say. But like, it's not a place of hate. It's not like I hate the woman with unshaved armpits and flannel vest. But it's like when you got like the shaved head and like all kind of shit going on. It's like you're probably fucking women. Like, you know, like live your life. But like, you know, you're wearing the uniform.
Yeah. Well, all right. I got to read this last little dark comment because it's a hitter. OP, your staying home has allowed him to have the freedom and flexibility to have a job that pays for his and his friends' first-class ticket. I know because my relationship with my husband's job is the same. When I'm going to visit family, suddenly his relationship with work looks very different. He has to be home by a certain time for the kids. He can't travel for work. He has to be available to help with homework, cook dinner, make breakfast, make sure all their stuff is together for school. And when they were little, on the rare occasion I was out of town, he was responsible for night wakings, getting them to bed on time, etc. You are either a full-time partner in this marriage and all financial decisions are discussed and agreed upon 50-50, or you go back to work immediately so you have the financial flexibility to get out when you're ready to go. He does not get to treat you like you are entitled for expecting to be treated like an equal in this marriage. He does not get to treat you as entitled for expecting a first class ticket if his buddy whom he bought the ticket for are in first class. Please sit down and start a list of all the inequities in the marriage. Really think about it. Then make a list of responsibilities that allow him the freedom and flexibility to live the lifestyle he believes he deserves. Sister, you deserve the same lifestyle. So is his international trip with his buddies, first class all the way, is a priority? Then you and your girlfriends deserve an international vacation that is paid for by family funds, and he pays for first class tickets for all of you. Not the asshole, but your husband sure is. Honestly, there are a lot of things I've tolerated in my marriage, but this hands down is probably the most disrespectful thing I can imagine. And you have every right to feel hurt, angry, and disrespected because he told you and showed you that his buddy is a much higher priority to him than you are. Thank you, lady. You really said a set. You really preached the word right there, and I respect you for it. Last one. This is a quick one. The box sent this to me. Box sent this to the group yesterday, so I forgot I'd drop it off on y'all. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker I will cover up my shoulders when he starts wearing shoes?
Just for clarification's sake, I only read the headline. I didn't actually read the body, so I don't know if this is actually good or not.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, man, this is kind of relatable.
My workplace doesn't have a dress code, so everyone dresses very casually. Today I was wearing a top with thin straps with long pants and my shoulders were showing. One of my coworkers, Brian, was giving me angry looks all day, and when I finally asked him what's wrong, he told me he thought better of me than to dress in barely any clothes to work. At that moment, Brian was wearing pretty short shorts and was barefoot. He dressed like this the whole summer. The office is carpeted. He only puts on his slippers if he's going to the bathroom or the kitchen. I told Brian that I will start covering up my shoulders when he starts wearing shoes to the office. If I have to watch his hairy toes at work, he can deal with the sight of my shoulders. That, of course, didn't help. He put on his headphones and didn't even look in my direction the rest of the workday. Now I'm wondering if I was wrong to say that. He is a coworker, and I should strive for good work relationships. But I felt insulted, so I kicked back at him. Am I the asshole? Who is this? This is Long Jumping Draw. Long Jumping Draw. You know you're not the asshole. But you know this person is an asshole and a knucklehead. And you're right to fucking check his fool ass. And we're all better for it, and you made me laugh.
I was trying to explain something like this to my buddy today, which, funny enough, we'll actually have an off-mic conversation, too, when the show's over about something. But my one buddy, the one I was talking about that's in the class earlier,
yeah.
He was talking about how he's never had a job that involved HR. He later recanted it because he worked at Walmart for a minute, but because like at the end of this whole class thing he's doing, he's expecting to maybe work at a actual company rather than be self-employed. And I was like, oh, well, good luck with that. And he's just like, oh, I'm nice to everybody, and then blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, speaking from personal experience, sometimes you're not the problem. Sometimes somebody else will drag you into some bullshit that they've created in their mind, and the next thing you know, you're sitting in a conference room talking to an HR rep trying to explain your side of the story when you didn't think you did anything wrong to begin with. I'm like, that's just the consequences of the corporate work world.
Facts. And yeah, if anything, you know what? They handled them. This person handled it right then and there.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you guys a perfect example, and this is fine because I'm not gonna name names or anything.
Okay.
So, I, in my previous position, worked with someone who this was after hours, and they looked like they were having a rough go of it. And so I went over there to talk to them, and I was like, oh, what's wrong? You look upset or whatever. And they were explaining to me about what was going on with their situation. And then they told me that they had one of the people in our department had called HR on them because that, like prior to that, there was like free breakfast for our area, and they were setting up the food for everyone to come get. So apparently the person I was speaking with had asked another person to please wait until they're done setting up the food before they come and start trying to take stuff. Apparently asking that of that person upset that person enough to where they called HR to complain. So,
what is the complaint? What is the complaint even?
Exactly. Like, you're called HR to what? Say, like, they were rude to you because they asked you to wait until they were done?
Because that's not rude at all. That's actually, being very...
It's like, no, like, and then granted, I didn't witness it firsthand. This is just what I was told.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't believe this person would have did anything out of character to this other person. And having worked alongside that other person who made the call, I could understand that the person who was upset that I was speaking with probably didn't do shit wrong because the other person's fucking crazy.
Man, I can't wait to have these blanks filled in me after I get off this microphone. It'll be great.
It's like I explained it to him because I told him the story. And I'm like, so sometimes you could just be doing everything right, not try to insult anybody, but some people are just fucking crazy, and they're crazy in a way that you can't even comprehend until you're in the muck, and then you got to figure out how to navigate out of the muck when you didn't do shit wrong to get there in the first place.
Yeah, like somebody told on me because I was having a bad allergy day, and my boss had to come talk to me about. It was such a painful conversation because I seen it in her eyes. She was like, "You got allergies, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Are you taking medicine for your allergies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just having a bad day." And she was like, "Make sure you continue to take your medicine because I'm getting a complaint about your sneezing." And I'm like, "Okay."
I fully understand why you didn't immediately just go to HR because it would put your boss on the hook. But that's an HR thing. That's like, look, bruh, I have a health issue. The Americans with Disability Act could be used if I need to in this situation because this is a it's not a disability in the traditional sense, but it's a disability that exists. If this person ever opened their mouth a goddamn again, it's a motherfucking problem. And it's just y'all don't want me on this shit, man. Your man's I get a little too grumpy. Fuck that dude for telling you to cover your shoulders. Oh, barefoot bitch ass in the office. No, you're not the asshole, but he certainly is. And we will wrap that up right quick.
I'm curious.
Bitching.
The hairy fucking toes and shit.
Oh my god!
What they said, like hairy feet or hairy toes or whatever she said. Like,
yeah, she said hairy toes walking around on the carpet. Yeah,
create all that static, that carpet on carpet action.
Carpet on carpet action.
Walking around shocking people. Oh my goodness gracious, man. In the realm of entertainment, I'm just gonna run through them real fast. Another episode of The Orville came out. It was great. I enjoyed it. Bang out. Another episode of Loot was out. I'm loving that show. I'm glad it got a second season. I beat that game as Dusk Falls. I talked about it last week. So kind of choose your adventure on game. If you have Xbox Game Pass, it's available for you on Game Pass. It's a great game. You could probably run through it in a few hours. Nothing to it. It's great. And it turns out I got the way I played it, which is of course how I play games. I ended up getting what is considered the best ending of that game. Meaning I saved as many people as I possibly could. And so I was like, cool. It ends on a cliffhanger, and I hope there's more of that game going to come down the pipe. Still been playing Fortnite. I had a very good day in Fortnite yesterday, but not once could I pull off a victory royale. I came in second like 4 times yesterday. It was driving me insane that I couldn't get I couldn't get over and win the match. Very bothersome. I listened to both sequels to Bloodsucking Fiends. That is You Suck and Bite Me. And so that entire trilogy has now been read once again. And I really enjoy Christopher Moore as an author. Got to tell you that. Just a funny guy. And if you got Libby, I'd say just grab it from your local library system. And I mean, right, and if you got you out there got the money to spend, and go get it from the Audible or whatnot. But like I said, Libby's a great app. It's you just use your library card. You can check out books, ebooks, and audio books like you would anywhere, like you would at your local library. And I think it's very cool. And so I would suggest you get down with the Get Down. And I told you earlier I watched Batman Dark Knight Rises today, as it is my anniversary, and that movie's great. It still stands the test of time. I guess I could talk a little bit about this whole Discovery Plus HBO situation that is just like we had talked about it months ago. How that I knew they were talking about merging those apps, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, into one app, and apparently that's going to happen next summer. The guy who runs that company now has been running Discovery for some years now, and always does this. He comes in when they buy stuff and just decimates them because he wants to leave his mark. And lots of things have been canceled that you really would fuck with. Lots of things have been green light that you might not fuck with. A musical, Joker 2. Did anybody want that?
No.
Nobody wanted that, did they? But that's what you're going to get. Joker 2, the musical. So, good Lord.
At least we get Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
I guess. But, man, if you watch...
She could be there with the fucking mallet just singing Poker Face and shit.
If you watch Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn on HBO Max, it's such a better representation of the character that to go back to Mr. J and I love you and all that shit is like, I don't want that. It's whack. Harley Quinn is a way doper as an independent woman now in a relationship with Poison Ivy on that animated show than that old school Harley and the Joker situation. So, but whatever. You get down as you get down. But that's it for me in the realm of entertainment. What y'all been playing or watching and so forth, or reading and all that?
Haven't played anything. Watched a couple more episodes of Killing It. And some wrestling. And a lot of people being disappointed in the NFL.
I mean, it's like it's not really much of a discussion to be had there. They hired this woman to do a job. She did her fucking job, and then they like, I don't like how you did your job. Like, well, fuck you, buddy. You hired me.
That is how I felt. I had that feeling for her when like I get it. Deshaun Watson, in all likelihood, probably did some fucked up shit that made some people uncomfortable and put them in positions they shouldn't have been in and all that. I get all that. At the same time, it's on the system's fucking... Like, it's the system, the people who control it, to make sure that the shit works right. Like, and I'm not talking about the legal system. I'm talking about the NFL in this case.
Correct.
Because, like, Deshaun Watson didn't get indicted criminally. So at this point, it was all civil, and at this point, it's kind of like a workplace thing for like making them look bad. But like your precedent in the past is she laid it out like you've done this for this kind of shit because you didn't come down on people previously harsher than this. This is the most I feel I can give him under your own guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault that this is like as little as I'm able to give him. You need to do better. And then like NFL is like, yeah, like you said, like, well, you know, you did like meet with everybody for 3 straight days and you deliberated on this for a month and you wrote out a 16-page report detailing out in fine detail why you came to your conclusion of everything. And we're just going to be like, nah, son, we're going to have our buddy fucking hear the case now that, like, is on the NFL diversity committee. But it's cool. He's totally going to be impartial. And, like, we're going to have him rule on it now because fuck you, Sue.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, it was a rigged game from the start because the NFLPA are fucking shit. Like, why would you agree to, like, a disciplinary arbitrator, but then still give the NFL the ultimate out to be able to appeal anything they fucking say?
Yeah.
You fucking played yourselves. And, like, not that I'm trying to, like, exonerate Deshaun Watson of any guilt or anything, but, like, this almost feels like double jeopardy in a way. And I know it's not, but, like, You had a decision. You don't like the decision, and now you're gonna try and find someone else to give you a better decision.
Yeah. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's why it's why this will end up in trial. The NFL will lose because they will never want to go to go to deposition because then they have to fucking come out with paperwork that they never want to be shared or seen. It's how they get got every time.
And the whole thing about it too is it's like maybe like I've been brainwashed by the coverage of all this and whatnot, and like, you know, if it is, so be it. But like, and like I said again, not to try and make it seem like Deshaun Watson didn't do anything. I don't think he did everything, but I still think he did some things, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the NFL definitely has a double standard that's apparent to anybody with who's any kind of like impartialness to them whatsoever. They fuck Colin Kaepernick. The owners just get to do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. Shit gets swept under the rug. The only reason that they even like came down what they did on the Dolphins owner or 2 days ago or whatever the fuck that was now is because they have a fucking coach who's suing him, like the NFL, for the shit that they did there. Isn't that funny? The coach, Brian Flores, who was there, comes out and is like, look, they fired me because I wouldn't do their shit. But this is the thing they did. They did this, they did this, they did this, they did this. Then NFL, after like their whatever investigation, comes out and is like, you know what? He's right. They did this, they did this, they did this, they did this. Oh, but that one thing he said about them trying to intentionally throw games, they didn't do that one.
They did everything else, but not that.
They did all those other 17 things he said they did. But that one thing about them fixing games so, you know, shit wasn't above board, oh, they totally didn't do that one. They tried their hardest, you know. Like, come on, like, motherfucker beat with Tom Brady and back alley since 2019, trying to swipe coaches that are under contracts at other teams, trying to convince his head coach to intentionally lose. But nah, like it's all good, you know. We'll just strip him of a draft pick, suspend the owner for a month and a half, like that fucking matters for anything. Fine him a little bit, like whatever. But and then you got like fucking Robert Kraft getting handies from prostitutes. Nothing happens. The Texans just settled 30 lawsuits in relation to the Deshaun Watson thing. Not a fucking peep anywhere in the media whatsoever. Jerry Jones got pictures of him groping women. His co-owners are taking pictures of the cheerleaders changing. You got Daniel Snyder, like fucking his stadium's crumbling underneath itself. He's fucking trying to have the cheerleaders prostitute themselves to the people in the organization. He's got coaches sending homophobic emails out to everybody, all willy-nilly. What else we got?
Basically,
nothing will happen to any of those people. Yeah. But you gotta fucking hammer the black guy.
Nice alternate title.
While he may deserve to be hammered based on his actions, it's just the fact that you're going out of your way to make it exceptionally hard for him when you already had a verdict, but you'll never do any of that other shit for all the other people fucking up because they have money and they're white.
Hey, man, what you been watching or reading, man?
I don't know if I said it, but I finished The Quarry.
Cool, good.
It was all right. I currently been playing Streets of Rage 4 because I bought the expansion for it. I've been watching Good Bones, The Bargain Block. I've been watching those both on Discovery Plus. I've been watching Rap Shit on HBO. That's a pretty good show so far. It comes on Thursday night so me and my partner usually watch it afterwards together. I've been liking it so far. We're waiting to watch the Buzz Lightyear movie as a family.
Okay.
While I continuously have to make popcorn and get drinks and miss the whole movie. That's all. But I think. Oh yeah, and I've been watching P Valley, which is pretty good. Season 2 is pretty great so far.
Did you watch Lizzo's Hot Ones?
Oh yeah, I watched that today.
Still, it was truly a delight. But Lizzo's a delight.
She called Sean a bitch so many times. It was so funny. It was so good.
You can tell he had fun with that episode. You can tell. Yeah, they had a good time.
She was like, "Bitch, you ready?" It was pretty good. It was an enjoyable episode. But the last one I didn't with the guy who does the glitter bombs, the scientists do. I didn't really get to watch that one because I was on vacation, and then
I watched that one. It was okay. There was some interesting stuff, but it was a little weird too.
It was. I liked the when he kept on trying the different things to not
mitigate the heat.
Yeah, but none of it worked.
That to me was a little like gimmicky.
Yeah, who else came on there? Gordon Ramsay came on there trying to like do everything, lemon juice and this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah. Right? Trying to look, man, it's hot sauce. Just suck it up. What is going on with the? Have you had the bomb, Bucks?
The bomb? Yes, I have had it.
What the fuck is up with that sauce, man?
So it tastes horrible.
Yeah.
And it burns almost immediately. And it like... So the thing about it is like the other ones are sauces from like actual peppers. The bomb is made from like extracts. So it's like way more fucking potent.
Okay.
And so like it hits and it lingers. And so like on the show, like when we did it, now keep in mind when we did it, it was like the beginning of the show. Like they were still like probably capping out at like 500 Ka on the Scoville scale or whatever it was at the time. But the bomb, I would think, like once like you take the bomb on that show, everything after that is basically the fucking same. The bomb is only like 100 and something Scoville, but it hits way harder than that. Like you fucking feel it.
Yeah, I was talking to about today. I'm like, it's like low, quote, low in the Scoville units. You know what I'm saying? Like 156,000 or something like that. And everything beyond that starts like the last dab is like 1.5 or some shit. So it's like how I was just literally wondering like how's that shit so intense? But like you said, it's got extract or something in it. And
like I've had the last
right.
dab. I've had the Trinidad Scorpion last dab. I have like the Apollo and stuff, but I haven't opened them. But like the last dabs for me were way more tolerable than the bomb was. The bomb tastes like you're sucking on like copper pennies, and then it just fucking burns.
So pretty much the bomb is the only one that's not a true hot sauce. It's just a pain sauce.
Yeah, and they keep it on the show because it's like now it's become like
iconic.
Iconic. Like this is where everyone's gonna meet their maker type of thing.
I love how she was clowning Khaled. She was clowning DJ Khaled a lot on this episode, and it was very funny. Like this one, Khaled dropped out. And he goes, "No, I think he made it to the third one." I was like, "That is hilarious."
Yeah, he made it to the third one back when shit wasn't even that bad. It was like Tapatio back then was like their fifth sauce.
So and beside the bomb, everybody else is like the sauces are made for eating. You know what I'm saying? They're blended. They're scientifically not scientifically, but scientifically
with Heatness, and they had that partnership.
Yeah,
like their lineup got way more curated to the point where now it's like actual like food quality stuff. Back when the show first started and they were just plucking shit, it was all like baseline just bullshit. Like everything was just red and like normal peppers, and it was just like there wasn't any like substance to it. Now you're getting like shit with like garlic in it and herbs and mustards and like there's like variety and fragrance and just it's I don't know what I'm trying to go with here, but it's just there's substance to it now.
For sure. Their I think fourth or fifth spot is a collards based sauce, and everybody seems to really enjoy what it brings to the show. The bomb ingredients: habaneros, salt, chipotle puree, chipotle water, salt, citric acid, water, orange juice concentrate, natural pepper flavoring. There's your capsaicin. That's what gets you. Tomato paste, potassium sorbate, and sodium benzoate to preserve freshness. That natural pepper flavoring is what is the it's what probably does your damn damage. Yeah. This person a review of this says the most misunderstood hot sauce ever. The bomb has an amazing flavor if applied properly. Well, we will.
So what would be applying properly then?
I don't even know. That's not something they share. I don't even know like the serving size or anything. I don't know, but yeah, it never seems good. Everybody always has a bad time with it. I think it's rare that I've seen somebody just get the bomb and be like, just slide by it. I mean, it has happened, but
yeah, like
not
Guy
all.
Fieri.
Yeah. So can't fucking call it. But there you go, people. We have given you a show. It got up over a little over 2 hours, and depending on what I do in post, it might be around that time, about that long when I put it out there. You know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Share being the most important of all those matters. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels and Twitch channels, and follow us over on Twitter and Instagram as well. I should add that to my list of things I tell you to share, because if you go follow all those things and just like our posts. It's dope. If you like them, they show up in more places and other people get to see them and see that you like them. And again, that's just as good as sharing. If you want to support us financially and have a few bucks to toss our way, you can join us on Patreon, where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. Got to get you guys something up for August. We also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyMilk, all one word. And feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. And indeed, this week, we have heard from some people.
Man, ew, gross. Fucking potato salad, barbecue shit? No. Okay. Obviously, I know these things. At a sex club, you want fresh fruit and lots of drinks. Definitely water, Gatorade. You want to stay hydrated and shit. Maybe like the little smorgasbord of accoutrements, like the mini hot dogs. Well, not the mini hot dogs, like the little mini summer sausages, if anything. But probably not, because like that can make you gassy and shit. You don't want to be gassy during an orgy. That's gross. Or at a sex club. I mean, everybody's into that. There are people who are into that, and that's on them. I mean, congratulations. Never shame anybody else's kid. Unless that kink is illegal, then shame the fuck out of them. But, like, you want fresh fruits, you want crackers, chips, and there was always, like, a bowl of chips at every event I went to. Definitely, like, if it's like, not a public event, it's, definitely want some alcohol, like beer or wine or wine coolers. Wine coolers are fantastic for those moments. I wonder if people drink White Claw, those things. I haven't been to one since White Claw came out. But that's the thing. And, like, ew. Like, I had the stuff. I just started listening and I heard Dan say barbecue, and I'm like, oh, fuck no. Oh, no. Bad Dan. Hang your head in shame. You should be disappointed in yourself for saying that. What news podcast would you guys recommend? Something very unbiased. All right. Love y'all. See y'all.
I love her so much.
To be fair, I've never been to a orgy, so it's not like I'm speaking from experience. It was a world of wonderment where my answer came from. And for the record, too, I had an American Wagyu glizzy for dinner tonight.
There you go. Scrumptious.
It's not like I was an orgy out of every bite. Mm. Oh, there's a titty. Mm. Oh, that booty clapping. Mm.
Oh my goodness! Second message is from the homie April.
she had a question for us about. Do you guys have any news podcasts to recommend to her?
I don't actually listen to a bunch of news podcasts, but I'm always hearing about Ezra Klein's newscast. But I mean, it's definitely going to lean more left. And so she said she wanted something non-biased. And I don't know anybody who actually comes through with an unbiased bit of a discussion. So
You know what? That is fair. I can't say like I listen to sometimes like on the media and stuff like that, but
On the Media is a very good, but it's not a news podcast. It is literally a discussion about media. And so it's not really news oriented, but you will get some very, very good stories and understanding of things maybe that you might have missed or points you might have missed. And so I would tell you to go listen to, of course, get down on the media is I would highly recommend on the media. So, but
I don't listen to any podcasts anymore since I don't have a commute, and I never listened to news podcasts that weren't sports related. So I'm not a good person to answer this question. I'm sorry.
yeah, I kind of stopped like listening to anything that doesn't satisfy me. Like I listen to podcasts like when I'm cutting the grass or washing the dishes or like going like when I do go to the store, I'll listen to it. But it's all entertainment. It's all shit that just makes me smile, and the news doesn't make me smile.
okay. I'll tell you, play Power Wash Simulator, throw on a book and or a podcast, and groove. It's lovely. It's a good time to be had by them all. All right, let's listen to April's voicemail as well. Let's play on that.
Hey, Stace Crunchy fam. I just wanted to say if people aren't going premium, they do not know what they are missing out on. I had one of your shows I listened to, and it was amazing. It just was everything. I loved everything about it. And I just wanted to kind of call in and say how much I love your last show with the what you eat at an orgy. I say anything because I wouldn't want my mouth touching food plus people's bodies, maybe the stick, but then it could be a weapon. I'm a mom, so I always think about weaponizing anything. So I don't know. But y'all was on 100 or 1,000 your last episode. I even re-listened to it. It's amazing. I did get some earpods, and my husband did buy me a second pair so I can listen to you guys and enjoy you. I love your shows. Love the laughter. Love Dan's family stories. And it is, y'all just great. I just want to tell you, you are just great. Y'all keep me laughing. And again, if you're not getting premium, I won't even say what the last show I listened to was about, but just Dan talking about how the mic made the tip of his dick just. You guys are missing out. Okay, pay your $5, $10, and get on it. Cause okay, y'all don't know what y'all missing. Love you guys. Take care. This is April, by the way. Bye bye.
I love how comfortable she's gotten at that from like the first one.
Mm-hmm. I every time one of my favorite people who have one of our favorite listeners, my favorite fans, my favorite folk, just good people. Thank you, April. Thank you, Silver Coquille, for hitting this up. A delight. That damn. I'm glad we discussed. I guess eating at a sex party. It seemed to touch our listeners in a manner that had to be shared. So I dig it.
And I see the Silver Coquille said she didn't finish, but we're along the same line. It seems like she agreed with me without saying she agreed. I said fruits. I said cracker. I said charcuterie boards. I said make it sexy and not glizzy.
And if anything's to be taken from that, it sounds like she may have attended a session or two.
Yeah, I didn't want to harp on that because I know her brother still listens.
That is it seemed to be from a perspective or a point of view that we were lacking when we had the discussion, and now we know, and knowing is half the battle. That's the show. We should go. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just pack it in. We're gonna walk out the door here, people.
I got one more thing.
What's up?
I got one more thing.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh,
Re-Kast.
Oh shit! Right on. Movie reboots, recast.
I came up with a movie and the person who I'd want to be in the place of the main character.
I'm ready.
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh,
I'm replacing Arnold Schwarzenegger with Terry Crews.
Oh, Jesus! It's never that was way too easy, wasn't it?
I feel like I want to go an opposite way. I want to go Kindergarten Cop, but I want to cast Kevin Hart as one of the kids from kindergarten. He's an actual kindergartner, and he's a cop. So instead of Kindergarten Cop, it's Kindergartner Cop.
So this is kind of like a different take on like
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, like you can CGI him down a little bit.
So you're gonna do him like the Wayans brothers,
sort of, and like he's like this cop who has like this genetic disorder, who looks a little young. Of course, like he has the beard and stuff. He shaves the beard and looks a million times younger, and like he has to infiltrate a school.
Do you think parents would be okay with like drug trafficking happening in a kindergarten?
I never said drug trafficking.
I mean, like he'd have to be there for some sort of crime, right? So, like, what's the most intimidated crime that we can have in a kindergarten?
I mean, it could be just like what was the dad a drug trafficker in the first movie?
Dude, I haven't seen Kindergarten Cops since I was a fucking kid.
I watched it recently, and it was I guess the dad and the mom was just a couple bad motherfuckers. I don't know if they were.
All I remember is like, who's your dad and what does he do?
It's not a tumor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
Cookie down.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be for drug trafficking. It could be for some other shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I was trying to come up with one for the episode this week, and for like whatever reason that one stuck in my head.
Let's see. What would be a good 80s movie to recast? Okay. How about one of my favorites, and The Howling?
I've never heard of that.
Oh shit! It's with I think Gary Busey, and one of those what's the Corey was it Corey Feldman that passed away, or no, Corey Haim passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Corey Haim, oh shit, or it's not Silver Bullet. I get all these fucking movies confused. So that's probably not good for me to talk about if I don't know exactly which one it is.
As I was watching Batman today, I told Vanessa if I ever recast of The Breakfast Club, I would put Ben Mendelsohn in as the principal because he kind of has that vibe. So Ben Mendelsohn is the one who's like, and that gives you power? That's the guy, that's the guy who got
power over me? Yeah, but Ben Mendelsohn too big for that though. Like Ben Mendelsohn is like I don't know. People fuck with him a lot now since he done been in some Star Wars movies and shit. Now, if it was like 10 years ago, they definitely would have been able to get him. But Ben Mendelsohn on his rising star now. Man. He don't been on some Marvel movies. He don't been on some DC movies. He don't been in fucking Star Wars movies. Like headlining like HBO series by itself. Pretty much co-starring in Netflix movies by itself, series by itself.
Who knows? He might have a deep love of John Hughes flicks from back in the day. We just get him on the nostalgia tip.
Yeah, this is our fantasies.
That's all the casting I have for that particular film.
Okay,
the principal.
This one would be easy, and it's sort of a Marvel movie from back in the day. If we were recasting Howard the Duck, So we need somebody.
He did already.
Huh?
You know, Howard the Duck is in the MCU at this point.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his new standalone movie. Who would be the starlet, and who would do Howard's voice?
Well, I would just stick with Seth Green as Howard voice because I enjoy it. It's a good voice. Who would be the lady I'd put in that movie?
If it wasn't MCU, I would say people would probably go Zendaya because I feel like she has enough range to kind of like work with a CGI duck. If that makes sense.
There's this native actress I follow, and she's in what is Reservation Dogs. If I'm not mistaken. Shauna Baker. And in fact, I'll just send this to the IG group chat. I think I like to put her in an MCU movie, a Howard the Duck MCU movie if they did a full movie. Fuck with her. Good actress, a lovely lady.
Going forward, do you think it's better if we do these on the fly, or do you think it's better if if we come up with them, we put them in the text chat so we have to think about them beforehand?
Hey man, if you got one established already, cool. And if not, nothing wrong with having a little cipher. Because I enjoy it. Plus, this is brief. This is never meant to take up a good chunk of the show, unless you, the listener, are like, I fuck with that hard. I need y'all to go ham, and then we certainly will. So
it was more of a I was trying to give a more diverse group of people. I don't mean culturally, but I don't want to just say like Kevin Hart every time, you know?
but he's the natural answer.
I know. What I mean is, I want to be able to think of other people that are outside, mainstream people too. Sometimes, like Zazie Beetz is probably someone who I would consider for Howard the Duck too. Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah. Or I would just,
but she's in Deadpool, so it makes her MCU kind of by proxy at this point.
I was just thinking of Natalie Emmanuel for the part.
Hmm. Yeah, she's Bizarro's and Zazie Beetz.
English Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, English Beats.
Thanks for that, Box. Thank you so much, gentlemen. As always, you were saying, you know what it is. Our missing man is the real ODP. They are on the move. They are by what's the rock from Close Encounters of the Third Time? Devil's Point, Devil's Triangle, whatever that shit is. Wherever that, you remember, if you've ever seen Close Encounters of the Third Time, it's a great movie. Honest to God, a Steven Spielberg classic, John, and where the Academy not assholes, he probably should have got awarded for that movie. It is a classic. You should watch that shit. But that's where they are at now. I believe that is in the great state of Wyoming, and I don't think Wyoming's going to have much better internet than South Dakota. But who knows? Can't knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying? But respect on that, and just like I said, you can send him some love. I was talking to him yesterday about maybe him slowly stepping his toes back into Twitter and how we can do that without him going too hard. So
that was funny yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. He was talking about man, Yahoo people fucked up. I'm like, man, he on Twitter Lite right now, man.
He be going to find the fucked up people. He can't help himself. So how fucking weird. That's Tatum 216.
Good night.
Slushbox 2099.
I came, I podcasted, then I came again.
I am
the wet wipes.
I am the Internet's Tay-Rail 713. You have just been podcasting. I know you loved it. Wipe it up. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.